Hey YouTube, I'm just here. I'm going to do a quick review of the Bridger number 2 Dogless. I just ordered this from Minnesota Trap Line. I believe I placed the order Sunday afternoon and I received them Wednesday, so shipping was fast and got no complaints whatsoever from Minnesota Trap Line. I know I've ordered both from them and from F&T. I got no problem with either of them really, but I ordered these because I was sort of up in the air and they went on sale for $129 a dozen, which makes them about $10.75 per trap, which isn't too bad of a deal. So I'm going to do a quick review just out of the box type looking at it, how it sets up and everything, and I'm going to compare it to a few of some more popular traps out there and just get what I think about it. My first impression right out of the box, it's a pretty heavy trap, pretty solidly built. The part I like the best is the pan, probably. If you can see here, it's a very thick and heavy pan. It's very large, and I think that the way the fulcrum here is set up, the whole entire pan will activate the trap. I know clear out here it'll take less pan tension than back here, but still, it's a large pan, it's a heavy pan, and overall, just right out of the box, it's not too bad at all whatsoever. It's base plated. It's got 4 heavy rivets through here. Got some pretty decent chain. I know it's all foreign made and everything, but it is what it is for foreign made. Swivels aren't too bad. They're not MB crunch proofs. The base plate, I see where a lot of guys take traps like this and they'll change the chain. They'll put MB crunch proof swivels. They'll do this and that and the other to them, and personally I would just go buy an MB trap, but I'm not going to do a whole lot to this trap other than tweak the dog maybe some and show you what I did to the jaw a little bit. I heard some guys saying they didn't like how big the offset was here. I'll compare that to some of the other traps as well. The chain on this trap, I can't see many flaws with it. Overall, just right out of the box, it's not too bad. So now I'm going to set this trap, show you how it sets up, and then I'm going to show you one that I tweaked a little bit and what I actually did to it. You can get a better look at the dog now. It's a really good sized dog. Hopefully you can hear this night latch click. It's got a really good night latch. It sets a little high right now, and when you adjust this dog, there's an adjustment. In my opinion, it doesn't adjust far enough. There's a bolt and a nut here, 7/16 bolt and nut. Actually, if you slide it back a little bit, the pan will drop some, but I'm going to show you what I did with it here in just a split second to show you what I did to adjust the pan some. The one thing I really don't like about it is how much pan travel there is. If you watch, hopefully you can see this. Moving. Still, there's a lot of pan travel in it. So I'll show you what I did to make the dog set a little more level, which wasn't too bad. I stuck a nail set under here, whatever, and I just bent the dog down just a little bit. Just slightly. Now I'll reset it and we'll see what the dog looks like. Here's the night latch. You can see it sets nice and level. It's actually below the surface here, but it's really nice and level now. But there's still a lot of pan travel in that. Now I'm gonna compare it here with the MB550. I read some things online. Guys weren't liking how big the offset here was. I measured it. It's about 1/4 of an inch. This is like 3/16, I believe. If you want to, and I'll show you what I did. I did it to one. I just ground this off a little bit here, but you have to undo the springs like this to get it to grind. I'll just show you how much I ground it in a minute. So to level the dog, I used a nail set and just bent it down slightly, and compare it here with the MB550 some. You can see the difference in the swivels. Here's an MB crunch proof here, real stout and real thick. I really don't think a coyote's gonna bash this up. If it does, then I'll learn my lesson. But right now, everything on this trap is going to stay stock. I may laminate it. If I do and it slows down, I might 4-coil it, but pretty much I'm gonna boil it, wax it, and put it in the dirt. Here's one that I did a little bit of filing on the dog, and I'll show you what I did. I'll do it to this other one. The pan sets nice and level in it. There's a very, very little bit of pan travel now when I push this down. Just very slight pan travel. When the dog is pretty just tightened up, it has a decent amount of pan tension. My guess is about 2 pounds right now, but I haven't measured it yet. I'm going to just reset this trap. Let's give a quick view of it beside the MB550. Alright, look at this. I really like the size of this pan on this strap on the Bridger. I like the MB550 too, but for $10.75 and I think almost 18 bucks for one of these, I just wanted to try some of these out. So here I got some, and we'll see how they do this season. Here's another trap. This is the Sleepy Creek 1 3/4. This jaw spread is about the same as the Bridger. Maybe not quite. I'm going to measure it actually. That's 5 3/4, and this is 5 15/16. This has a pretty good jaw spread, but it's not real wide left and right. This is the Bridger 1 3/4. This ain't a bad trap. I caught both fox and coyote in this trap last year. I got a full pad catch on. I only caught one coyote in, but caught several fox and held the coyote well. It has the chain on this, on the Bridger, the number 2 versus the number 1 3/4. I don't want to pick up this set trap on it, catching my fingers. We compare the chain here. This is the Bridger 1 3/4. This is the number 2. This is a little bit stouter than the 1 3/4, definitely, but it's not quite as stout as the MB chain. MB chain is definitely a lot stouter, a lot wider and stuff. So here's the view of the 1 3/4 set versus the number 2 set. That's the Bridger 1 3/4 that's still waxed and dyed. Get a side-by-side comparison of those. If you just trap fox and had no coyotes around, this 1 3/4 is an awesome trap, for real. It does a great job. I laminated the outside of these to get a little bit of extra kill area, but I know they made this trap so it would be legal in almost every state, and it's like, I think with the lamination, it's like 5.5 inches now or something. And that's why I 4-coil it. Slowed it down a little bit. So now I already showed what to do to help level the dog out. Now to get rid of this, all that pan travel, I'm going to take this strap, take the file. I would take a grinder to it, but that might get too aggressive, so I just take a file. This is one thing I don't mind doing, is messing around with traps and stuff. So if you don't like messing around with traps and you got the money, I mean, go buy your MB550s or MJs and spend all the money you want. That reduces the amount of like night latch material that's going on here. now reset this trap. The springs seem pretty stout on this. The night latch works great. Nice and level now. Check the pan. Hardly moves at all. It needs a little pan tension on it. That's for sure. But it could use a little pan tension, but there's hardly any pan travel now in that. I might just hit it just a couple more licks here. Very little pan travel. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit though, so I can get about 2 to 3 pounds of pressure. I target both fox and coyotes, but there's seem to be a lot of coyotes running around here now. So that takes care of the dog. Now, if you're not happy with how wide this is, you have to disassemble the trap somewhat. You undo the springs, and if you hit these 2 high points right here, the 2 here and the 2 over here with a grinder. You could do it with a file too, but this works better with a little grinder. Take a little 4-inch grinder. Don't know how loud that's going to be. I just close that up there. That's come shut quite a bit more. It's almost identical now to like the Sleepy Creek. And here's an MB. Just a couple seconds of grinding if you're not happy with that. So then you snap your springs back on, you're good to go. Like I said, I may laminate these. I may not. I don't know. If I do laminate them, they seem to slow down some. I will throw a couple little 4 coils on them. Great trap, I think. I think it's gonna do well. I'm really excited to see how the pan works out on the line and everything. So I do want to give one more little plug here. I used a lot of Wolf Fang earth anchors, and this is the stock driver that you get. I've already cut this off and repaired this thing once. They bend if you have any type of rocky soil. The stock driver, you're gonna beat the crap out of it quickly. And this bent once. I cut it off. I re-welded it myself. So I called Stalker Fabrications. He's out of New York. And had this heavy duty one sent to me. I haven't got to try it on the line yet, so but it looks really heavy duty. It's way thicker up top. He puts makes it 7/8 of an inch thick here. Does a nice job welding. Got a nice T handle, and just seems like it's a really heavy driver. And hopefully it works well. I'll let you know how this works later on. I plan on trying to tape some of my trapping this year. I'm hoping that I get a little video out every couple weeks of some of the catches and some of my sets, and I hope it's going to be a good year. I know it's only middle of August right now. Not even that. It's August the 7th or 8th, and I'm ready to go set some traps. But up until then, I get to monkey around. So until then, thanks for watching. I hope this was a little bit informative, and if you've got any comments, let me know. And hope you click on some of my videos come trapping season. Thanks. Bye.